What's up, Chris? How's it going? SA Artistries. Is that SA that I see? So unmirror that.
Hey, Ginn.
Hey, Haley. How are you today? Good. I'm glad to hear it. What you been up to?
Working a lot.
Working a lot?
I've been
What you been working on? What you been working on?
Finishing up my earrings.
Oh, nice. Right on. Have you been having trouble with the picking lately? No?
No, I haven't.
Maybe? A little bit? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Moose, what's happening, man? Hey, Severed, what is happening with you?
Hey, I made it before Chad and Ash, so.
Yeah, you always make it before Chad and Ash, don't you? Well, we got Jonnie Rae on tonight.
So no highlighted?
There's not.
Okay.
There is not. We're going to talk about some other stuff tonight. Let's see here. Where's he at? Where's he at? I see him. There he is.
The overboard.
Yeah, there's Ash Man. What's up, Ash Man? How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Oh, there's a glare. I cannot see a damn thing. Good to see you, man.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. I keep waking up. Hey, Chipster, what's up?
Hey, Chip, Chippity, Chip, Chip.
Our friend coming on today, kind of excited about that. Might be a kind of a heavy conversation on the other hand. So,
Rae. Jonnie Rae, what?
Hey, Johnny.
Look at that. There he is. The Mr. Rev Art, sir.
Nice.
If you please. Mr. Rev Art, if you please.
Alexa!
Uh-oh. Haley's yelling at Alexa. That's right, Alexa. Get your shit together.
What's up?
It reminds me to charge my phone.
Hey, Chuck. What's up, Chad Rev Art?
How's the
How are you,
volume?
sir?
You're good, man.
It just asked some weird microphone questions while I was logging into this, so I don't know. Does it sound okay?
Hey, so fine.
Is
Yeah,
it
you sound
quieter
lovely.
back here, or is it the same?
Only.
Quiet,
Just the
quiet,
same.
quiet, 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 quiet.
Sounds
All right.
like you're on Earth, that's all. You're good. Hey,
Well,
Lenny.
here I am, y'all. Here I am.
Nice.
Uh-oh, we've lost Haley Beth. There she is. You ready, Haley Beth?
Okay.
All right, do your thing, little sister.
Hi, welcome to the Ginn Project Show. My name is Haley Beth, owner of Haley Dot. I'm a diamond dot artist. I have a show Friday nights at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight's featured guest is Jonnie Rae. Take it away.
Thank you, Haley. Thank you, Haley. Good job.
Oh!
Light it up for y'all. Light it up.
And she's down for the count.
She
Haley
is down for the
Beth,
count,
ladies
y'all.
and gentlemen. She has
Light it
a
up.
show on Friday nights, 6 o'clock Eastern
I
Time.
feel it.
Yes.
You got my. If you're not tapping,
Napping.
We saw it.
That's right. That's
You were
right, Haley.
napping.
You let them know. So, thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank
I'll
you, Haley
catch
Beth.
you guys on Friday
Okay.
on the Haley Dot Show.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna.
Go on, get it. No, bye, Haley Beth.
Thank you, Haley Beth. Appreciate you. Hi, Lenny. Good to see you. So y'all, we didn't line up a highlighted artist tonight because I thought we might have a conversation about something. It's relative to, I know it's relative to Chad. I know it's relative to my life. I've spoken a couple times about my stepfather's experience being a diabetic and having to be on the, like the Medicaid system. And the limitations that incurs and all of that kind of thing. Hey, thank you to Fufu. Thank y'all. So it's going to be kind of a heavy show in parts tonight. I thought maybe we could talk about some of it at the beginning and get it out of the way a little bit. That way when Jonnie comes on, Jonnie can talk about her story and then show her art and not have such a big lift in that conversation.
Sure.
So, and it just, we've talked about this a few times before. But before we do that, is there anything that you have, Ash, that you need to put out into the world there? Any announcements or anything going on? Or
No, just if you want to catch me live, and I'm usually traveling with Ginn and Eve, turn on your notifications. So, yeah.
Andy has a show Wednesday night.
I do.
He does.
7 Eastern time. Ashman's Basic Art Show. It's good. He also has Ashman's Basic Art Show on late night Tuesday night, about 1 in the morning, my time, which is actually Wednesday night, and then Thursday night, and then Saturday night a lot of the time. So you can catch Ashman most likely tonight doing a live. Sometimes I'll pop in, usually. Tonight it's going to be sketchy because I haven't been asleep since yesterday or the day before, something
right.
like that. So I might doze off a little bit this evening. We'll see what happens.
I get it.
Usually when I do that, I get up and hang out with y'all anyway, though. So
Yeah.
so and y'all might have noticed that Chad Rev Art here, you don't see him as often. One of the only places you can find him is right here on the Ginn Project Show, or over there with me and Ash and others at the Low Orbit Lounge on an app called Favorited on Thursday nights. Hey, Kira.
It's true.
So, Chad, talk to us, buddy.
Yo.
What you got going on?
Oh man, I'm still working on that piece that is the oak burl with the piece of American holly inside of it. That's what I'm working on. Yeah, I got a few projects up my sleeve that are all kind of, they're coming together now. So everybody will get those when they're ready. Yeah, that's why I said they'll get them when they're ready.
Right on. If you want
a quick shot, and then you can go on to your next thing.
Man.
That's what I'm working on. I do have it in here, I guess.
nice.
I got her separated out. She needs to be finished. But yeah, there's a little quick snapshot what's going on with it.
That's
And,
dope, man.
I haven't done anything on this side in a minute, but it's still there.
Super cool,
So
man.
yeah, thank you everyone. So yeah, we're getting her fitted.
I like
So yeah,
it.
tune in, put your notifications on. I've been doing it on lives. I've also been going over in the Y-tubes and doing lives. So you better be following me there.
It's
I
time to
also
get
have
away
stuff
from
over
us.
there that you can't find anywhere else. Nah, I'm trying to be omnipotent.
Omnipotent.
Hey,
Hey, good to see you,
omnipresent.
buddy. Hi, Rebecca.
Omnipresent.
Good to see you. So Ashman has also been doing some amazing art. I don't know if you realize this, but he's been doing. Well, I know you realize this, but he's been doing some wood burning. But this last guy, the beard that he did on him, man. Ashman
heard
is
about
switching
it.
gears too. This guy, man. Yes, look at
Yo, dude,
this. He wood burned
you
that
just
last
picked
night
up the wood burning like you've always been doing it.
in like an hour.
Good lord, dude.
That's a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
Wow.
Don't stop now. He's on a roll. You got any more of those laying around?
Oh, yeah.
My God, man.
Mischievous cat.
Hey, Raven. Hey, Severed.
Love
That's
it.
dope.
Nice. Oh, meow.
I love that character.
This looks familiar, eh?
Check out the headstock on that guitar, dude.
Get this shot in
It
there.
says TGP on it.
Yo.
It's awesome.
Nice.
My dude. I love that piece, man. Look at this guy. That's dots. That's dots.
Dude, do you sleep, Ash?
Not
Because
really.
it's like you picked up this wood burning stuff and like you just stopped sleeping or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
And after you go to bed. It's crazy.
I love that one. That's one of my favorites.
That's dope, man.
I love that guy.
I mean, this is all just since he got a wood burner a couple weeks ago or whatever it was.
Yeah, I've been busy.
Unbelievable, dude, man. Unbelievable. So, y'all, turn on your notifications. These guys are fire. I'm telling you, I'm lucky enough that I get to kind of chat with them occasionally and see some of the stuff they're working on. And I'm telling you, check them out. And the content Ashman's been putting out, just good stuff, man. And the stuff that Chad's been doing over on YouTube, please go give him a follow over there on the YouTubes and check out his content. Hey, Crimson, how's it going? Bob Not So Ross, good to see you. If I missed
What
you,
up,
I'm
Bob?
sorry. Their music, good to see you. Laura, how you doing, Laura? I've been working on these guitars behind me. Well, this one and then a couple other ones that we have going. So there's 4 total. Well, one's done, but there's 3 in the works. So we'll see how that goes. So, guys, I don't, we don't do politics or religion, but we got to do humans. We got to do, human being. We got life.
Humanist.
Yeah, and the guest that we have coming on tonight, I don't want to speak for her too much, but she's spoken publicly about the fact that she had cancer, and she's spoken publicly about the people on here like Passion for Drawing and others and Chad, who were there for her. She talks about folks like Ashman being family. So this is a person who works her butt off. She's super kind. She does all the things right, all the things you would expect a person to do. Yet she's dealt this set of circumstances. Unfortunately, the reality is she's got a bad diagnosis again recently, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to talk about a little bit about the neuropathy that she went through the last time and how it affected her art, and how the folks on this platform were able to help her get through that. And so I, Jonnie is one of those people that does not want anybody to feel sorry for her or act like we're having some sort of pity party or something like that. But the reality is she's a friend of ours and she's going to be going through some stuff again. And we're her family, and we're going to be there for her and on that journey. And in order to do that, we got to be able to accept some realities. And the reality is that folks like Jonnie and her situation, and folks like this man right here that I love dearly, Chad Rev Art, are reliant upon the Medicaid system. The reason that is that's the system that we as citizens put in place in order to take care of folks when things went sideways. And in Chad's case, I would say 3 bouts with cancer and a kidney transplant would be sideways. Not to mention all the incidentals in between. So in my stepfather's case, who I can speak on because I was responsible for his care at the end, and I also had a practice where I wrote training programs in the state of Florida, and I built the Medicaid system, the Medicaid waiver system, because that was a program that took federal state funds and matched it federally to take care of some of the programming for folks with a variety of needs. Those are the programs that they are trying to cut right now. And it is so that a bunch of billionaires will be more rich. I can't put it any simpler than that. And I'm not willing to argue with you about it. That's the reality at my house. So, so that's the reality we are working with here, is that we have people in our midst, multiple people. Our buddy Chip has mentioned being in this similar situation, and others, several others. And the reality is there's a cap. If they make more than a certain amount of money, they lose their health care benefits, which includes their medications and their ability to go see a doctor. We've discussed on this very show some solutions to that problem, which would be a sliding scale, for example. If someone is on those services and they get a raise at their job, instead of cutting their services, maybe cut back on their check, which isn't much. It's at 5% below poverty already. By the way,
at least
at a minimum, and that depends on states and all that, because they tinker with it too. So the reality is that these folks aren't getting rich on the government dime. It's what we all pay in to look out for each other.
You can't afford a one-bedroom apartment by yourself with that.
It is a point zero. Yeah. It is a 0.000 something % of, say, the defense budget.
Oh yeah. Well, you need about 80 more zeros before you get your one.
That isn't on the books. That deals with stuff like some of my buddies used to work on. So we're not actually saving any kind of money by taking the people that are the most vulnerable and pulling their services. And that is also something that's not negotiable. I'm not going to argue with you about it.
Quite frankly,
I spent years doing it. I know something about it. So anyway.
Yes, that's right, Kira. Yeah, they're killing those folks. They're unaliving them. However, TikTok wants us to put a Band-Aid over it and paint it pretty pink with glitter and bullshit. That's going to kill some folks.
Here's the thing. People that abuse the system are the cost of doing business. I've never worked at a job where there wasn't at least one person that always tried to skate through. That's the cost of doing business. I agree, Kira. We can't not have systems in place to take care of our people because somebody might take advantage of it, right? Like that would, we're not going to play sports because somebody might cheat, right? It don't work that way. So why people are able to be convinced that it works that way in this situation is marketing and advertising and generations worth of money being spent to make it so. So I don't even want to hold the people too much to the fire that don't really understand how the system works, to be honest with you. Yes, it's their responsibility as citizens to know that, but honestly, there's a whole bunch of people out there that are just trying to make it day to day and trying to keep food on the table and a roof over their head, and they don't have time for a whole lot else. And the reason
But it would be nice if they would educate themselves at least a little bit before they go and vote for it.
Yeah.
Well, true. And the reason for that is also being done systematically, is where I was going with that. So they are a victim of propaganda. So anyway, don't take that out on Ash. Don't take that out on Chad. That's me saying that from my experience is working in that system. And I know these fellas got some things to say, but I figured I'd say that part first. And that way, if anybody gets mad about it, they can be mad at me because I don't give a shit.
Okay. Well, let me do this for you. Let me take a little bit of the shade off of you. I don't debate it with anybody. I've lived in it for decades. I've dealt with it not only for myself, but for others that I love. And I know what happens when this system gets messed with the way that it's getting messed with. So I'm a humanist, okay? And I come off real positive, and I try to stay that way. And I don't talk about politics, and this isn't politics. I'm not a leftist, and I know a lot of you guys are going to probably sit here right now and be like, oh, he's on the left. No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm a humanist, which means I'm for people. So if you believe that caring for other people is leftist, then I want you to really shut TikTok off, turn your television off, and think about your own self for a little while, because you really, really need to work some stuff out, because taking care of other people isn't for politics. So if you want to say that I'm whatever side of politics, you can say whatever you want, but where you can say it is straight up your own ass, because I don't want to hear about it. I deal with this personally, so I'm probably going to have to take moments during this to get the sawdust out of my eyes, or maybe to catch my breath so I don't upset folks. I'm really filtering myself right now, even though it might not seem like it, y'all. People need taken care of. I don't care how much money they make. I don't care if they're on the spectrum. I don't care how much melanin they have in their skin. I don't care what country they were born in. You take care of people. Full fucking stop. Full stop. And if you're not on board with that, man, I'll try to help you out, but we probably ain't friends. Unless you want to try to figure that out where you can help other human beings. That doesn't mean you gotta like everybody. I sure don't. Okay? I had to look up. Is it okay? Are you still a humanist if you really just hate some people? Yeah, humanists usually hate people more because they are so dedicated to helping our species continue, not only just continue, but to thrive. So, yes, I'm probably being a little harsh for the very beginning of the show. You guys are used to that out of me, but this is something that is very near and dear to my heart. And I love Jonnie Rae. She's a dear friend of mine. And I happen to know very, very well what she's going through right now. So the first thing that hits my brain when she has to go through all this is, well, fuck, I hope they can, I hope that she can continue having her coverage.
Right.
And that's not to thrive. Yes, Crimson. That's not even to thrive. That's just to survive, y'all. Just to survive.
Yes.
So, I don't know if I'm too far off a topic of where you wanted to go again. I just wanted to kind of set it out straight.
You're good.
And like, if somebody wants to write me about it and complain about what I had to say, please do. But if you expect me to say something nice back,
please don't.
Please don't. Because I probably won't. Because I love as many people as I possibly can, as hard as I can. But people who are actively trying to take the wind out of other folks' sail, that bothers me. And I'm not a religious person, but there's a whole lot of people in our country that are Christian. Okay, so I'm going to ask you one thing. What have you done to the least of us? Answer that question before you make another move. Period. I'm going to pass the mic before I get myself in trouble.
I agree, Chad. I stand behind every word of that. Ashman, you have any thoughts, man? And if you don't, no worries, brother.
Well,
Yeah.
you can see that I'm wearing a pink shirt today because breast cancer has affected my life several times. My mother, my wife had a scare 3 times. And so that affects me quite a bit. And when insurance isn't covering things like that, it affects all of us. And to take to a different area, my uncle served in the military and he had prostate cancer. He had been trying to get into the VA several times. And they kept putting him off. And by the time he got in there, it was too late. It was already aggressive and it was everywhere, and he suffered for it. So it's not only the insurance companies. It's widespread. It's the medication companies. It's the VA. It's insurance companies. It's all these things that are helping hinder humans, basically, and you're right, Chad. I'm a humanist as well. I picked up that years ago from reading Vonnegut, and I went, oh, I'm this guy. You know, I care about people, and to dislike people, some people, doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means you
Right.
just don't like the actions of some people. And yeah, so and these places and businesses claim to be entities now, the individuals. And then you're like, okay, well, you should face consequences of individuals, but they don't do that either. So what are we doing here? You know, and yeah, you're right. You know, I don't talk politics on here at all, but I hope more people pay attention to what they're actually saying and what their actions actually are doing, not the BS that comes out of their mouth while they're stumping, but what they're actually for. Who are their friends? Are you their friend? That's what
writing
I'm
the checks?
concerned about. Who's writing
Who's
the checks?
paying
It
them?
always goes back to the damn money.
Who's writing the
Yes.
checks?
It goes back to the money.
And I'm
it's
telling
like a
you,
murder
it's
mystery.
not-
It goes back to the money.
It's not those of us on the low end of the pay scale. The people that have been writing the checks for a few generations now are the rich folks, which is why all the laws lean that direction, which is why I've spent the last week on the phone all day, every day, fighting insurance companies. So, you know, it isn't the government that I've had to fight for my health care my whole life. It's been insurance companies.
Yeah.
Now, where the government comes in is this Medicaid that we're talking about. And in Florida, for example, it was Medicaid waiver, which took care of a lot of the training programming for folks with a variety of needs. And I had a practice. I was running a practice when an administration got elected and made cuts to those programs. And that proved to be a disaster. We've been here before. So some of us are old enough. We've seen this dog and pony show before, and it's just a way for rich people to get richer. And it's crass, and it's greedy, and it's shitty. And
Disgusting.
the sooner we all can come to an agreement, at least the majority of us can come to an agreement that we should at least at a basic level look out for each other as human beings the best we can, then we're in real trouble. And for me, I'm not willing to settle for folks like Jonnie just being cast aside. My wife's mother was lost to cancer. My father died of esophageal cancer a couple of years ago.
Stepmom.
I have the same condition that he had, which is why I was at the hospital recently getting an endoscopy. So it's hit close to home in my family. I've also had an uncle that was diagnosed. He didn't have insurance, and they just passed him from one appointment to another and never did a damn thing until he passed away. And I've seen that happen in the poor communities many, many times in my lifetime. It doesn't happen in the rich folks communities. What happens in the rich folks communities is maybe the doctor will accuse them of trying to get medicines from them or something, but they'll generally at least see the patient. If you got enough money to write the check, you can usually get a doctor to see you. So I am for people like Jonnie being able to live and survive, especially in the richest country on the planet. There's no reason that we should have our citizens, our next door neighbors, suffering, struggling. One of my neighbors is in her mid-80s. I don't care that she gets a check. She should get a check. She's been here 85 years or whatever it is.
Take care of
She
people.
did her time.
It's easy. Take
She's
care
a
of
human
people.
being.
Yes.
So anyway,
If you guys haven't figured out, our whole movement that we do here is this: making sure that people are taken care of, passing love from human to human. If this isn't at the very base of what we're all doing here in this community, then I'm lost, and I probably need to put in my 2 weeks, because that's what our community's here doing. And if you have in the past had opinions and or voted for things that like this to happen, I want you to take note right now that this isn't affecting some person you'll never meet. It's affecting the people that you supposedly are friends with and love. This guy, the person we're going to have on, a multitude of people that we've had on, a multitude of people that we're going to have on.
Right now.
Yes. So
several in the
if
chat.
You are of the mindset that every human isn't equal. You need to be here. You need to be here. Staple your foot to the floor and stay here. I'm not telling you to get out. I want you to notice that. A lot of groups would tell you to get out. What I want you to do is I want you to stay here, because I want you to see the people that your decisions are affecting. One of them's talking right now.
Every time
one of them's talking right now. When this goes through, if it goes through, there's a 90 some odd chance you're going to see me go through a lot of problems. I just want you to take a moment. See me, I'm human. I may come off like some crazy weird dude, and at the bottom of it, I'm a dad. I'm a son. I'm a husband. Take a close look. See that? Imperfections. It's not some weird person that you'll never meet. It's not some criminal hiding in some alley. It's not some brown person. It's people that are taking care of other folks. So if you've ever had that opinion, or if you still have that opinion, take this stuff right now and sit on it. Sit on it. Right here. Don't leave. Stay. Please.
So, thank you, Chad. So, thank you, Ash. I wanted to kind of get some of that discussion out of the way. So when Jonnie Rae came on, it could be more specific to her story. And that way she only has to share what she wants to share. And she don't owe us anything. She don't have to share any of it.
But just to get a lot of this part of it.
Right. That way maybe it'll be a little more her personal story, and it'll make more time for us to see her art and chat with her about her process and about what she's got going on, because we do want to talk to her about cancer, and we do want to talk to her about the neuropathy part of it and some other things. So we're going to try to mix in some heavy with some light. We're going to go ahead, if you would, somebody please send Jonnie Rae up. We're going to get her mic check and her camera check. And so Jonnie Rae is someone that I've known since before the Ginn Project Show. And she has always been kind, thoughtful. She is an amazing artist. She is a loyal friend. And she is a wonderful, wonderful member of our community. And I'm so excited to have her on today. I know Ash was excited to get her on, and when I got to talk to Chad about it, he was flipping his lid too. So can we hear you, Jonnie?
I don't know, can you?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And we can see you as well. So I'm going to try to push the magic buttons and make Jonnie in the big screen. And I'm going to have to push some magic buttons again because it always wants to do something foolish. But we're going to get you there. And let's go this way, see what happens. There she is. Now we
there
got
you go.
So, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, I have a pop-up. Hold on. I don't know what happened here. I gotta go away.
The lady that
it was a life fest thing.
is Jonnie Rae, and most of you probably know Jonnie Rae already, but you don't know her like you're gonna know her after today. So we didn't have as long to talk as we normally would have, but luckily we know each other and we've talked before, so it didn't take us as long to kind of get things sorted out. Thank you everyone for supporting Jonnie and throwing some love at her. I really appreciate y'all doing that. Amazing. I would shout all y'all out, but we're going to kind of slow down on the shout outs since we got her in here already. But thank y'all for doing that. Thank y'all for supporting Jonnie. So I can kind of tell about some folks sometimes by the reaction of when people hear that someone's going to be on. And I can tell you that when folks found out that it was you that was going to be on this week, they were excited. And everybody was so happy and had so many wonderful things to say about you. How kind you were, how thoughtful you were, how much they loved your art, and how you had helped them do this, or you had helped somebody do that, or, all of those kind of things that you do. So thank you for coming on the show. I know that part of the conversation tonight is going to be a little bit heavy, and we talked about maybe getting that out of the way first, so then we can kind of move more to art and that kind of thing. Does that still seem like a decent plan?
Yep.
Were you able to hear what we were talking about before you came on?
Yeah, I was here. I was in the.
Is there
in the
anything that you would like to correct that maybe I got wrong?
This guy, guys, don't block him or anything. He's just being a turd. That Mondo guy.
Mondo.
He's a really good guy. So just so you guys know.
Okay. Okay, Ma, it's Mondo. Mondo Artisan is a friend of Johnny, so he let him slide.
He'll try to say I trace or something later down, but
Okay. We're with you.
I love him already.
Okay, so what was the question? I got distracted. I have ADD.
The question was, I think you answered in the affirmative. You did hear what we were talking about before you came on. My question was there anything that we got wrong, or that I specifically got wrong about that situation?
No, I'm right there with Chad and the human. I always try to explain that to people, but they're like, huh, what is that? And I'm like, people. Like, I don't care if you dislike someone, but to wish death upon them, I don't understand it. They are human. Right. They're doing their job. They're trying to put money on their, plate, everything. Just like we are. They put one shoe on just like we do, And I
agree with what Tupac said, that they might not be able to eat at my table anymore, but I still want them to eat. I still want them to be taken care of, right? I might not want to sit down and eat with them, but I still want them to be able to eat and be taken care of and all that kind of thing. 100%. So, Johnny, so let's start at the beginning. What do you say? Not the beginning like you were. There you are.
There it is. There's the beginning.
No. Look at my little people on the board. Yep. Cute. That's me when I first started drawing. I was about 4 years old and I fell in love.
Nice.
She's still adorable.
And I never looked back, so that was the beginning.
You look exactly the same.
I get that a lot. They're like, oh, has your face grown up? And I'm like, my nose hasn't, but maybe other parts have. Not that big. But yeah, so where do we start, Ginn?
Well, I would say, since we want to get it out of the way, because we can always revisit kind of, your little girl story if you would like to. But let's start with your recent diagnosis and how the last time you had to deal with neuropathy and all of that kind of thing, and kind of how you dealt with it. So I know there's a lot there to unpack. So we can kind of start wherever in that you would like. Do you want to start with the journey through last time, or you want to kind of give people an update on where you're at?
I could start where I'm at now. So was it last week? I got a call because I had a biopsy right here, and they had to go down in my collarbone because I have them throughout my chest now. They did a biopsy a little bit ago, and we're like, oh, you're cancer free. So I told everybody, hey, it's cancer free. Chad and I, we were, celebrating in his live about it, cheering out and stuff. And I had a PET scan, and the mass in my belly had friends, a lot of friends throughout my whole chest cavity. And my oncologist was like, hey, let's do another biopsy. And that's where they went in right here. And then I got the call last week, and they were like, the girl, speaking of humans and how you talk to people, She calls me up, guys. Okay, I was on a talk with Mondo in here, the artisan, and our friend Raven at the time, and I said, "Hey guys, doctor's calling. Hold on," you know. And the girl, I answered the phone, and I was like, hello, and she's like, "Hey, however," and she goes, "So I just wanted to tell you that it came back positive for Hodgkin's lymphoma," and I was like, who delivers that news like that, And then I started bawling, and she's like, "There's nothing we can do. We can't do surgery, so you got to see your oncologist." And that's how she's talking to me the whole time. And I was just like, you do not know how to talk to people. You should not be delivering this news. And
Right.
I just lost it. I looked at my mom. I said, "It's back. Like, it's back." And I just bawled, And let me grab something. One sec.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I meant to grab
no
it
worries.
before I started, and I just realized I left it on the other side.
You're good.
And then, so I called back Mondo and Raven because I had a package. Okay? And I have now my treatment buddy, so I'm going to do it throughout my whole treatment. It's going to go with me. It's my friend Raven made me this.
Oh, right on. Raven.
Not the Raven here, but another Raven. And
Right on.
But yeah, so she made me this, and this guy could not have came at like a better time. Like, he is so cute. He's crooked. He's got one eye bigger than the other, just like my monsters do. And so
awesome.
he's gonna be my chemo buddy. He's gonna go with me every treatment. If I have to go stay in the hospital again like last time, he'll go with me. Oh, is Raven Viper in here? That's the one that Mondo tagged. She's
Right
an amazing human. She did that piece. Wait, where's my finger? That piece right there, too, that I have. I just stuck it to my wall to try to straighten it out because the mailman shoved it in my mailbox. But anyway, sorry. So yeah, the lymphoma's back. I have Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I find out tomorrow what the treatment is, but the oncologist said something about immunotherapy along with the chemotherapy, and I have to get a stem cell transplant, which I hear is extremely painful.
No, it's not. I went and talked to the
Okay.
specialist. Have you got to talk to a T-cell specialist yet?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm going to take over the show for just about a minute, y'all. I had heard the same things, and I was absolutely terrified, okay? I did go to Kansas City, and I sat down with a specialist that does that. It is not. It is not what you're thinking. I thought it was something that had to do with like the marrow and like a lot of like bone, like intrusive like bone stuff.
Yeah.
It is not. I'm going to give you the shortest version I can since we're in the middle of a show, but you need to know what's going on. Like everybody else, sorry guys, y'all can hold on. This is for me and Jonnie Rae for a sec. What they're going to do is they're going to take some labs from you, sister, and they're going to take T cells out of it, okay? And then they're going to take your T cells and basically blank them out, reprogram them, and reproduce them. And then you're going to go through basically times where you'll go in and they are going to flood your body with these. And your T cells are obviously part of your immune system. And they will be programmed for the specific cancer and your DNA, all perfectly programmed. What they're doing is they're going to take your T cells and they're going to build you an immune system for that cancer and then flood your body with it. So your body can not only fight off and kill what you have right now, but you will have an immune system for it after that.
That's good, because they told me lymphoma could come back when I'm 60, so that scares me
That-
too, you know.
Way down.
There's a chance of lymphoma or any cancer for that matter. Once you've had cancer, you're kind of set up for it to be able to come back. But that's why I was so excited when we were talking privately about T-cell, is because when you get T-cell, that gives you an immune system for it.
Okay, that's good.
So like your specific cancer, they will program your T cells specifically for it.
Okay.
And then that will flood your body with those T cells. So you will have it. So it's not it's not the crazy because that's what I thought it was too. I thought
Go
they were
into
going to
your
be like
bones,
going
what
into
y'all
my
were thinking,
bones and into
right?
the marrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not it, sister. That's not it. Take a deep breath and relax. That is not what they're talking about.
Okay,
So,
that's good.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt everybody, but if that's what you're thinking, that's what I was
how
thinking.
we Google and we look into things and we talk to other
boy.
people that have gone through things, and it because I'm in lymphoma, like belong and different things like that, and people are talking about how painful it is, and I'm just like, I don't want that.
Yeah,
So-
that's a different thing altogether.
He's spazzy. So, where I don't know. But anyway, so last time I was so sick last time. And so I'm really scared because they're going to do more chemo, heavy dose chemo, because they can't do the same chemo because my body is immune to it. And so I was hospitalized the first 5 treatments last time. Thank you, Ezra. And
Thank you, Ezra.
I was sick. I couldn't hold down food. I dehydrated a lot, and it was scary. And I'm scared to do it again. But like people say, you fought it once, you're gonna do it again. You're strong.
I want to interject again here and help you out some more, okay? It's a different kind of chemo. Every time that you go and you have the same cancer, already, I'm more or less saying this for some other folks too. They can't give you the same treatment that you had before. They have to give you a different treatment. That doesn't always necessarily mean it's going to be stronger, especially if you're going to the T-cell therapy, because the T-cell therapy requires a different kind of chemo, and it's for a different length. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be stronger, because they're not trying to kill out anything and everything in your system. They're getting it down low enough to where when they hit you with those T cells that it can flush everything out. Okay. So again, I'm sorry guys for interrupting her so many times. It's just we've both been through a lot of the same stuff.
We both had he had lymphoma twice, so he's
so if that's what they're setting you up for, don't immediately think it's going to be a stronger chemo. Don't immediately think it. It's not. It's a different, and it's with the T cell. So there you go. Sorry,
okay.
I'm going to try not to interrupt you.
No.
But anything I can tell you that's the truth, that's going to take
will
a
help
little bit of this
ease
off
my
you.
anxiety off.
Yes.
I actually asked him to speak on things if he was knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So anybody is upset with him for interrupting, it's my fault. I asked him to do it.
Well, I'm not going to let you sit there and fret about stuff that's not necessary for you.
Yeah, but yeah, so I got every symptom you could think of last time. I had the uncontrolled, I had other things that I can't talk about. I had the neuropathy in my hands. It was so bad that I couldn't hold a pencil. It felt like I was in kindergarten again, trying to learn how to hold a pencil. Like I knew I was gripping the pencil, but I couldn't feel the pencil, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
And I mean, I still have slight, so I know it's probably going to come back because I still have a little bit because it hasn't even been 2 years yet. So I do worry about that again, but I got this nifty iPad here, and I feel like I could draw on that because it's got the stabilization that a normal pencil doesn't, so I'm hopeful.
I'm glad to see him nodding. He knows something about that part of it.
Right, yeah. He actually taught me how to stabilize my pencil. So
really, Ash?
Yeah, he was showing me
surprised?
different settings and
love
stuff that I
dude.
could do on the iPad. So he helped me a lot when I was getting into the iPad.
If you want, privately, we can talk about some medications that may help with that too.
I do have the neuropathy. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, so I had a lot. I was at stage 4B Hodgkin's lymphoma last time, which if you know how it works, lymphoma, it's 4A and 4B, because A is like when it reaches a vital organ or your bone marrow, and B is when it's in both. And so I had it in both. I had it throughout my whole body. I had over 50 locations. It was bad. And I am so grateful that I came out to Oklahoma, because California, when you don't have insurance, they kind of, hurry you out, and they kept telling me it was infection, treating me for infections, not listening to me. I got laughed at because I asked them, I said, hey, could it be cancer? Because, Google's telling me a lot of these symptoms could be this, and the doctor laughed at me. And I was right. And my jaw was, I have all this loose skin now because my jaw was so far out, like it looked like I had a jawbreaker in my jaw. That's how bad the cancer was in my jawbone. And I kept telling them that I had masses. Like I could feel, inside, and they'll feel it and they'll be like, oh, that's weird, that's strange. So California just, they weren't helping. And they did a biopsy, sent off the samples, and we're told it took a month, and they told me that they messed up both samples.
Oh, they did that to me too.
They sent it, they cut me open right here, they sent it to a lab, and they wanted to cut me open again because the samples were messed up. And my big sister, my mom and dad, they were like, hey, nope, those people are not cutting you open again, you're coming out to Oklahoma. Because the cancer center that I go to is really amazing, but my sister, my big sister, she went there for cancer treatment 2 years before I did. So she knew it was a good facility, and she's like, you're going where I went. February 11th, I came out to Oklahoma. I had everything set up. I had a doctor's appointment with a primary. I had a doctor's appointment with the cancer center. March 11th, I started chemo. They did a non-invasive needle biopsy of in my cheek because they just went in, just little right in, and pulled a little sample out, came back right. And then my oncologist shows me some of the scans that they did in California, and he's like, I don't know why they missed it. It's here, you see it. And he was showing it to me, all the little masses. And the one that was crazy is I had one of the things, I had 3 fractured ribs from the inside out. So it was clear something was growing in my rib bone. And so my doctor said he doesn't understand how they missed that. Because there was an x-ray and it showed that it was from the inside out. And a lot of things they just blamed on my weight, like just had an excuse for everything. And yeah, it was just awful, but I'm grateful for the team I have now behind me because they don't mess around. The symptoms that I have them again. I went and told my doctor, I said, hey, I think it's back. And that's why we were doing the PET scans and the biopsies and stuff, because I just had a feeling because of the symptoms.
I knew my second time too.
Yeah, you just know. Like, you had it once, you're like, I just know it's back. Like, I just feel it, And, yeah, it was crazy. So, I did start March 11th. The day before I started, I drew this in my sketchbook, because the sketchbook, I was going to draw through my treatments. This is kind of what lymphoma looks like. And then, this is the ribbon color and stuff. So I kind of just did that. That was the day before. And then I had a dream about my grandma the night I started chemo because I fell asleep. Because it went from 12:11 a.m. to 4 a.m. And I wrote all this out. And I was going to do the journey. I drew this because my grandma loved hummingbirds and daffodils. And so I was just, this was my very first treatment. And I put the date, and then I write a little note. And I planned on doing that last time. I'm thinking I want to do it again. This one, the doctor was telling me that some of the masses were shrinking and stuff, and then I wrote about how sick I was and that I was hospitalized again. This one I put on here some shaky doodles because I can't, hold food down for a few days. This is a little ragdoll guy that I've drawn since I was little.
I love it.
So, and then I drew this at treatment one day. Just a whole bunch of eyes.
Oh, wow.
And like
It's a really
things.
cool.
That's awesome.
And so I was drawing that while they were giving me the chemo. And then this is when the neuropathy started. I was in the hospital this was the third time. Third treatment, third time in the hospital, April 29th. So you can see...
Each week, was a treatment each week? You're like,
Yeah.
the third treatment, does that mean 3 weeks in?
Yeah.
Okay, I just
Well,
understood.
I think I did every other week.
Okay.
1 week
so
of
6 weeks
recovery. Yeah, 1 week of recovery, and then, yeah. So here's some of my first little monster guys, actually. I drew them while I was in the hospital, and I had neuropathy, so you could see the shaky, wobbly line starting. That's not even at its worst, but I didn't realize that's what it was at first.
Yeah.
I just thought it was because I couldn't hold food down, and I was dehydrating.
Right.
And then my doctor explained it to me. Here's a wobbly jellyfish. I figured if I have wobbly hands, I can draw a jellyfish.
Nice.
But you can see like the lines, the lines are very like shaky.
Yeah.
And then the doctor told me what the neuropathy was, and this is I put May 17th. PET scan shows lots of progress, but my neuropathy is getting worse, and I put a little angry face. There's a few little monster guys, but you can see it's just progressively getting worse because I couldn't hold pencils. And
I used to get where they felt like they were swollen up, like water
Right.
balloons or something.
Yeah.
They felt like they were enormous.
And that's actually where I stopped drawing. I stopped drawing for quite some time, and then while I was in the hospital and stuff,
Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
really
you
think
can-
about it, I'd imagine.
because when you hold a pencil, you don't think about it, but when you're a kindergartner learning how to draw or write, you have to think about how you're holding that pencil, and that's kind of how it feels when you have neuropathy. Is like you have to learn how to feel the pencil. You can't feel the pencil at all. Like,
Yeah.
just imagine trying to draw with like nubs on your hands. Like you really can't. It's weird. But here's a page I did in the hospital because I was watching. I would watch Ink Shift. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's amazing. He draws a guy that I'm sure you've seen. It's this little guy right here. His name is Speedo Frog. It's a frog in a Speedo. And he just made my day while I was sick, and I would watch Ink Shift. While I was doing chemo and stuff, and Passion was another one I would draw.
Even though she punks me.
He's such a goofball. So Passion, it was Passion, Ink Shift, and Chase Gentry. Those were the three main ones that I watched during chemo. And my mom actually thanked him for bringing me art again in my life. She wrote him messages on Instagram, asked how to do it. And yeah. So these guys were drawn. These were my first monster dudes that really started my monster drawings. When I was trying to draw again, this was after, my hands started coming back a little bit.
Yeah.
But this is why I love monsters so much, is they brought me joy and laughter. Like this little guy, he's so cute. But they brought me like joy and laughter, you know, when I was sick in the hospital and not doing too good, you know?
Right.
And I think that's where the big love comes from. I have another neuropathy picture in this book. I'll put a card in there. So this was at the end of my treatment. This is when my neuropathy was super bad. And again with the little monsters, my little ragdoll guy. But you can see it's like I kept trying to force myself to draw and it was hard. You know, like even my writing is super bad. But again, monster guys. And then I drew this actually my very last treatment.
Oh wow.
So you are not Mondo. So yeah. And then Chase Gentry. So I ended chemo last time September 31st of 23. Started March, ended September. And then I had to do radiation because the mass wasn't going away. But then Chase put out a like a Jawtober, whatever it's called, the Inktober.
Yeah.
Inktober.
And I
I
decided to do monsters for each day because the monsters made me happy. And so that's when I really started drawing again. It was in October.
Those are awesome.
And so I have some in the shop as prints, so they're not in here anymore, but this guy in a wagon. But you can even see like my writing still wasn't 100%. My lines still aren't 100%. They're still lumpy. But each day I did a little monster. So this was a food creature banana guy. I have him as a sticker that I want to do because I want to do stickers.
You should.
I'll show you guys those later. But this one, he does these things called noodle doodles. And that was one of his themes. So this is my doodles on the top of a monster because I still wanted to do monsters. Mm-hmm. So this is really where my monster guys that everybody loves came from, was my sickness.
Right, Hoof Pickles, I agree.
Look at that.
Yes, Spazzy, absolutely.
Underwater guy.
Oh, nice.
Angler.
That's cool.
Monster. Nice.
Spazzy actually bought one of my monster guys to color. Haven't seen it yet. This little guy.
That one's cool.
He had a bad day. Look at his little umbrella. Like, that's not going to protect him. Raise it up over the chat for you guys. And then this is a kaiju guy just chilling in the middle of the city. I'll show you. Is that Hoof Pickles?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please do
I'll
stickers.
I'll show you Hoof Pickles. The drawings I have planned already. This is a town of little monster guys. They're just like little poofball guys.
That's cool.
I love that.
Oh no. And this was Bird again because my grandma loved hummingbirds. I did a hummingbird, but he's eating out of the monster's flower.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Hey, Raven.
Hey, Raven.
And then,
There's your friend.
oh,
Yeah, there's
Raven.
Viper.
Yeah, I was
Hi,
talking
Raven.
about the
Welcome
berry you
in.
gave me.
Y'all give everybody, if you can, give Raven Viper a follow. Raven
She's an
just
amazing
entered the
woodburn.
chat.
She's an everything artist, I'm telling you.
There's
She does
34
woodburning
folks
everything.
in here, so she should get, quite a few follows. Please, pretty please. Thank you.
So yeah, those are my monsters. Where they started, where they came from, was really out of making me happy during treatment, chemo. And I dropped something.
I would buy that coloring book.
Actually, Mondo's art in the chat. The other Mondo
Yeah.
He
Mondo?
actually told me that he would help me get a coloring book out
You
to
really
Amazon.
should. You really should. I mean, I could
Yes.
see those going because
Yes.
I think they're just so creative and so beautiful and so cute.
Yeah,
They're
and
amazing.
we already decided on the cover, Mondo and I, and
Nice.
yeah, it's gonna be my
Cool.
town, my monster town.
That's awesome.
So back to me being re-diagnosed. One of my buddies at work, she's 11 years old, and she overheard some of the adults talking, and she asked her mom if she could get me a card, and so I got that today. And the message inside, it just really gets you. You know, can I read it or?
Of
okay?
course, this is your show. You can do whatever the hell
So-
you want to do.
So she got me this card right here, and she asked her mom to take her to the store. And she asked her mom apparently if she could get me flowers, and her mom told her, well, she's not dead yet, so you don't need to get her flowers. That's something you get when people are dying. And I was like,
Oh Lord.
okay, kiddo. and so she put, when things like cancer coming back feel like a lot to handle, I want you to know it's okay. And she put a little smiley face. It says, sometimes we try to act okay when in reality we have no idea what is going to happen. Even though we never know what's going on or what's going to happen, I want you to know you have earned a tremendous amount of respect from me. The last thing I have to say is I am proud of you, and it's okay to not be okay. That's what we are here for. And then she signed it, but I'm not going to show her name. But look at how... And she's 11 years old writing that to me. Right?
Human being.
Right.
She still remembers how to be a human being.
She is a special kid. And, yeah. So, and then she asked if she could be the one to shave my head. And I told her, no. And she's like, well, you could bring the clippers to work and you could just shave it here. I said, not shaving my head at work. I work at an after school, summer camp right now, and I'm not going to do that. But she's special, and she's a love, and she's very compassionate. And I really like when you see that, and it really brightens your day. All the hugs during the day make every day worth it, going to work and stuff. So, and those kiddos, when they don't know what's going on in my life, but when they give me a hug, it's like a breath,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I like working with children, because you can help them and teach them how to be better humans before it gets bad, And I had one little girl give me an attitude, and she always, every time I'm like, blah, 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 and I say her name, she rolls her eyes at me. Like, you see me, attitude. And I said, oh, you want me to write your mom a note about your attitude today, right? Okay, I'll get on that for you. And she comes up to me later and she goes, Miss John, you're not going to write my mom a note, right? I'll stop. And I was like, yeah, thank you. Please. But yeah, so... you guys want to see some art then?
Yes, we'll
Okay.
that, and we wanna hear about your dad's shoes too at some point.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. So when I was about this age, I had a picture. I wish I still had it. It was lost in my mom's storage. And my dad, I laid on the floor and I wanted to draw something, and my dad had his shoes on, and I laid on the floor in front of him and drew his shoes. I drew all the rivets. It was so detailed for 4 years old, and I didn't believe I drew it, but my mom always told me I did. And it got lost in storage and misplaced somewhere down the line. And but I wish I still had it so I could show you guys. But I guess it was really good for me before. But I've always loved to draw. Every time someone would teach me how to draw something, I would draw it like 500 times. Like this guy at the bowling alley. And I would draw on everything. I draw on, the pamphlets for the bowling alley?
Mm-hmm.
that we were like, hey, bowling night coming up, and they had like them in the things. I would go over there every time we'd go to the bowling alley when my parents would would bowl. I'd go grab those, every color. I didn't care if it was on the front. I'd draw on the back. You know, I would ask the desk for a pen, and I would just draw. I did. I drew on that's my best friend in the chat. I drew on her leg, on her ankle.
Which one is that?
Galactic Bean.
Just follow.
Give you a follow, Bean.
That's my bestie. She's an amazing human. I find all the amazing humans. But yeah,
you know why,
could.
Right? you know why, right?
Because I try to be an amazing human. So
You're pretty good at it there,
I could
Johnny.
show you. Oh, I have books here and stuff that I could show. I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh, why do I keep grabbing the wrong book? Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera real quick so I don't get dizzy.
Excuse me.
It's so good. The food.
Okay. This cord needs to move out of the way.
Heard that severed.
Okay, so this is a really old sketchbook. I was about 15 years old. So don't laugh. The very first picture in it actually is my dad's drawing. I asked him to draw, and he drew me a Del Taco cup. But
That's awesome.
that's just his humor. So this was in 2001. So was I 15? 2001? No, wait. Yeah, I was 15. This is my freshman year or sophomore year, maybe. So let me know if I go too fast, okay, guys, or if you can't see it. I have you above my head now.
There you go. That's
there
better.
we go.
There you go.
All
That's
right,
better.
so you could see I've improved a little bit. I do also have a drawing in here that my grandma did for me.
He stays.
Oh, that one is upside down for some reason, but we don't need to look at that.
Everybody stand on your head real quick.
Right. Oh, I guess I gotta flip it around. Little me didn't understand how sketchbooks work. But I always thought I was gonna be famous, and I would sign it with my middle name. I didn't want to use my real name, and yeah.
It turned out you were right.
Yep.
Yeah. So this was from my grandma. Before she passed away, she actually passed away from ovarian cancer. So I knew cancer kind of at a young age. I was 18 when she passed away. I say young because to me that's too young to lose your grandma.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then these are all unfinished. I had a senior that was trying to draw fish, and I didn't like the way she drew them. I was like, I could draw those fish. And so I did.
Word?
Yeah. Is it too clear? Is it not clear enough?
You can see it.
Okay.
You see the fish.
Gotcha.
Okay. I can't see my screen very well right now because light. Here's some girls. But this was like my all-time favorite drawing when I was this age. I thought it was the best thing I ever did. Yeah. It's Berlin.
Right on.
I listened to a lot of old rock when I was younger. I think that's about it in this book.
Some of us still do.
I still do. I still do too, but yeah, I think that's about it in here. I would draw a lot of fairies. But yeah, so let's move on a little bit later in life. There's one book, it's my favorite book, and I can't really show it on here too well because it's got some kind of stuff that I can't share on TikTok.
I totally get that.
Here's a little bit older. Let's see what age this one would, or how old I was here. I draw still a lot of fairies. My name on TikTok prior to changing it to Johnny, I had it as Pixie.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that was there. But yeah. I drew a lot of Cyclopses. This was in there's
cool.
this artist I followed, and I would go into her lives all the time on Twitch. And she always checks up on me still. Her name was Lemia Crescent. But she, in her chat, we would do this thing where we would create creatures, and this was one of them as a sloth dancer. And then there's her.
Oh,
This was
wow.
2016.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Thank you guys.
That's gorgeous.
Thank you. Is that Miss Ash or is that Chad?
Oh, did you hear Mrs. Rev Art?
Is Red Art? Okay, I didn't know which Mrs. that was.
Yeah. She said, "Oh, that's cool."
There's another girl with hair. Another Cyclops doodle. And then I like mythology a lot, so I'll draw like different. This is a mermaid, and I was thinking what would happen if like it had 3 heads and was trapped, like in a net. And then this is actually the first time I tried Inktober back in when it first came out, kind of.
Uncle Knowing.
I did.
It is Uncle Knowing.
This guy. And then a zombie.
Nice.
And then I did monster creatures that
Ooh,
year.
I like the one on the right.
Zombie.
Yeah.
Squid.
Awesome.
I really like how she came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inking.
Then I was trying to figure out my logo because I wanted a Cyclops because I just love Cyclopses. Here's a little Cycloptic witch.
Nice.
And then I had like a ghost
That's cool.
and a pumpkin girl. And then this is some of my OCs hanging out. Another witch.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Turn her sideways. She's like your typical witch though, but I wanted to make her like a moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's in here? Oh,
Hey, hey, hey.
I love it.
sorry guys. And then yeah, so I did different things. Cat girl. Some of my favorite monsters are actually coming up right now.
Cool.
I've drawn her a couple times. I was thinking, what if it was like she had like dangerous, like she was dangerous, you know? She couldn't, but she can't walk, you know? But she's dangerous to herself in a sense, but she's a robot. I went through a stage where I drew a lot of aliens and robots. There's a little Cycloptic witch again, 3-headed fate. Keep messing this cord up, but I gotta have my phone plugged in because it's old.
I dig that one.
Yeah, I love this. I wanted to revisit that idea, but like the fates from Greek mythology, but I want them to be like one creature.
Yeah.
Another Cyclops. This one has 4 eyes. This is one of my first original characters. I named her Fen. Oh, I'll share it. This is the one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
Yes.
That's so
Yes.
I love that. I grew up with that song.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't a wizard idea that I had. It's just a sketch that I added color to. Not wizard, genie. Another fairy. Let's see if there's more stuff in this one.
Oh, cool.
So you can see how like my drawings have developed, you know, my style or whatever. Here's a little demon.
That's cool.
you, Gray. Gray's an amazing artist too in the chat there. She's from our Discord server. So Mondo Artisan, he's really about community too, and he supports all artists, all types, beginning to, pretty good people, and they're all loving and kind people, and they really get me through the day, just like you guys do. I did. I got my AA in fine and applied arts, mainly in digital though, but yeah. There's Perry from Steven Universe, Harley Quinn. I think that's the pin. Oh, here's this girl. I had an idea, like a robot mask. But I think that's it in here. Oh no, some sketches. And I'm one to do all kinds of mediums. Here's a mermaid for Mondo.
Mondo Artistic or Mondo Armando?
Oh, art. Yeah, Mondo Art. The Mondo there, right there. That guy.
Mondo.
That amazing
Never
human
heard
right
of him.
there.
Never heard
That's
of that.
our that's Armando.
He wasn't interviewed last week. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. I don't even remember doing that, but look how cool that is. Looks
That
like
is cool.
Chad's sculptures. You should sculpt that, Chad.
Yeah, that is pretty damn cool.
And then here's where I started doing robots. I got stuck on robots for a while. I still like robots. Oh, this girl, she's a cupcake. I had ended up doing digital before I actually learned how to do digital. I'm almost done with time, aren't I? So I gotta hurry up.
Mondo Artisan, I think both of y'all are pretty damn good. Sounds
Oh
like.
yeah, yeah. Mondo Artisan is really. Oh, can't show that. Don't you love being an artist? And
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, well, I can't show that because it's not TikTok friendly. All right, so
Vicky, hey Vicky.
I have until 9:30.
Yeah, it was till 11. Well, that would be 10 o'clock your
10 our-
time, but
Oh,
our
sweet.
time, yeah.
Okay, so I don't have to hurry
but-
as much as I can.
you don't have to take up all that time either. That's basically when Chad puts his little girl to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, here's one of my creatures.
That's cool.
Another thing that Chad could probably carve pretty cool. Like
Here's
Here's a unicorn dragon. Had an idea for that. These are 2011. So these are older than the last one.
I
This
like
one's
that.
gonna have a lot of things I can't show.
Okay.
I used to draw really like a lot of surrealist type art like this, and my mom showed one of my books, the favorite book that I said I can't show you guys. Mom decided to show one of the coworkers that because we worked at Walmart together, and he said that I had a really dark, twisted mind, and basically told Mom to worry.
No.
And I took it to heart, so I stopped drawing the way I drew back then.
What do they know?
The Walmart guy expert.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Kara likes your unicorn dragon.
Oh, thank you.
Now there is an expert. A whimsical little expert.
Right? Twisted is the best. That's right.
Right.
It's our
There's a
people.
mermaid idea that I had where she had like these big petals. Sure, visit. Oh. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So she's a butterfly. But I was thinking how it would look if they, she's got like the bug eyes and stuff, and then her head's a wing, and
Cool.
it's just kind of butterfly creature.
I dig it.
So when I was gonna add art supplies too, but I never finished. It was just a girl. one I can't show you. An elf.
Right.
That
Kira.
is where the magic is, Kira.
Absolutely.
That is true. And but I was young and I took it to heart, you know.
Sure.
This was another little doodle I had.
Right,
Oh, I
right,
love
right.
this one. This one I named it Kitty's Playthings or something like that, because she's got like the ribbon and then like feathers, and they chase butterflies and the mouse toy and just random. This one has a big meaning. It's like the lady's internal clock, basically, and then it's kind of like that, but down here. And then up here, it's like your mind is unzipped and like things started coming out of it, but you can't control it because her arms are tied down or whatever. Thank you, Mondo. I want to revisit this idea though, like the internal clock being an hourglass.
Yeah.
I always loved drawing
Sure.
hands.
Nice.
That freaks me out. Not good at it.
This one is a grandfather clock.
Dig it.
This one was going to be a head, but I never finished it. This was a doodle. Like a giant elf that had like voodoo, like human dolls, basically.
Hands are hard, hoof pickles.
What are?
Hands.
Oh, hands. Yeah.
Isn't Hoothpickle someone we're going to be hearing from, Chad?
Ooh, that'd be nice. I like
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
There's a little
Hoof pickles
clown.
will be on the show soon.
Let's see what else is in here. This one has like some kind of tubing throughout her. I never finished. An alien. Let's see. There's an elf. Another elf. But yeah. Thank you, Jason. I'm one to say I'm a hobby artist because I really love trying all mediums. I don't. This is a poison dart frog. I really love her.
Nice.
I like the way she came out. Thank you, Raven. I love Raven's art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she inspired me
cool.
to do this one, to try it. I mean, just like I said, I was a hobby artist, and so I wanted to try things. And
That's really cool.
Nice.
That's dope.
that Raven inspired me to try it. And then I actually just did a piece for the other Raven in the black paper that I sent out to her.
Right on.
I didn't
They're
take
both
pictures.
amazing.
They're good humans. Again, like everybody here, I really am grateful for meeting the online community that I've met, and I enjoy helping everybody as much as they help me, because I feel like that's kind of what we're here for, you know. Like, I don't care about the number at the top corner. I care about the community, and we all check in on each other, and kind of just it's good, you know. And
Yep.
I think that's really where this time around with the lymphoma, you know, I'll have that support. You know, I'll have all you guys. I have the community that Mondo, this little guy, you know, that Mondo Artisan has. You know, I have that community, the Dark Arts, you know, server and stuff, and all the challenges that server has, you know, really has pushed me to become better, you know. Um, this was one of their challenges. It was to create a city, like a wonderland of sorts, you know. And I was like, well, my wonderland would have portals to other wonderlands, you know. So
Right?
these are all little portals that lead to other wonderlands, you know, and other fantasy things, and these little islands, you know.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. I really like how this one came out, but this was one of the challenges, you know, and I really am very grateful for those because they do push me to do art, and I love seeing everybody else's. This was another one of the challenges. One of our friends does poems, and the challenge was to like art his poem.
Damn, girl.
And this is like mixed media, so it's like chalk and alcohol markers and charcoal and color pencil and paint marker.
So,
You're welcome.
I dig it.
Wanda.
I
And
dig it a
so
lot.
this poem was real deep too. It was about basically pulling your emotions down, and then kind of just like your emotions kind of start seeping, you know, outward, and then like at least that's how I heard it. You know, I felt it.
Sure.
That one is
yes, Spazzy, she does watercolors as well.
I'll show a couple of my watercolors too. This one is Tim Burton challenge from the server.
That's awesome.
This one is based off of Sweeney Todd. The song.
Let's see.
I remember that one.
Oh gosh, what was that song I did? The Pretty Women song in Sweeney Todd about the love, you know, like grows higher and stuff like that. That one, but the detail in here, this is one of my favorite pieces. I have it I print in my shop. I have this one, so you can get the print of it. I don't know if I want to let go of the original yet, but the details. Yeah, let me do that. Here, let me put you guys down and pull my phone out. Is that good?
There you go. Yeah.
And yeah. So this is ink, alcohol markers. I used the fine tip 0.3 ballpoint pens that I like to do all the details in here, and I really love how it came out. But yeah, my mom's like,
cool.
"You're not allowed to sell that unless you make like $250 on it or something." I'm like, "You don't want me to sell it." I understand, Mom. You want to keep it. So I love how that one came out. That was another Discord thing. This is the monster page that I said Spazzy last ended up purchasing from my shop.
That
It's
is
a color.
cool. Look at that.
I was just doodling on live one day. This is printer paper, but they're all little doodles and monsters in there.
Oh yeah.
This little guy's my favorite with the mask.
Yeah, I like him.
This guy with the nose hairs.
Hey.
But yeah. So
Everybody's
this one
first
also.
wiping.
Thank you.
My nose hairs.
So this one here is also in my shop. You can get it, you know, as a print or whatever. But yeah, I love all the little guys. I love this guy too.
Oh yeah.
I like have my favorites in here, you know. This would be a really fun one to put in the coloring book, you know, could you imagine? So, there's that one. This one was another challenge in the server. It was kind of a secret challenge, but I love how it came out. So,
Oh wow.
I love bears. I don't know if you guys knew this about me, but I am obsessed with bears. This is a grizzly bear eating his foot. It was a picture I looked at, and I just loved it. And I think I did pretty good. It's pencil. Yeah. He's got just a little face. Thank you, Mondo. I really like how it came out. This one I'll put off to the side. This was for, there was a Disney challenge. That one was crazy. You had to draw as many Disney characters.
I remember.
Or
you
Disney
doing that.
base. Yep.
Yeah.
And I did all of them digital. At the end, I started going off and doing traditional. The last one I wanted to do a portrait of Walt with Mickey. And I really like how that one came out.
Yeah.
It was my first portrait in a while. Got smeared since
Cool.
then, but... Oh.
Very nice.
Because I love Disney. I grew up going to Disneyland, and I think that really inspired me. And, yeah. So here's my watercolor monsters. This one is also, I don't know if I put this actually on my shop. I should look, but this guy is also one that I would part with if anybody wanted to buy him. I love this guy just nomming on this other guy's head. This guy, he's like super scared. And this
I
one's
love
got
that you said
shine.
gnawing. I love it.
And this guy is just like so happy to be here. They're connected. These ones are twins. There's an eyeball guy stack. These are all individual monsters. This guy's booping his nose. This guy's eating a taco. This is,
Hey,
if I'm not
earlier.
mistaken, someone liked this guy a lot, and I think it was Mondo. Can't
There's
remember.
Chad in the
I can see
background.
why.
The green
I
one
said
That's Chad.
that looked like me eating tacos right before the show.
This one.
looks a lot like Chad without a skin suit.
Oh, at least this isn't Chad.
Right.
I'll keep an eye out for you.
Thank you guys. So yeah, that one I did. There's a guy on here. He's another one that checks in on me all the time. His name's Voorhees. Do you remember him from Passion's
Oh,
Lives?
yeah.
He's a really great guy. He had me make him his own monster stack. Nobody else could have. And there's another little monster stack. Monster stack, not snack. And this guy's got a little monster in his mouth.
Monster uvula.
So, little guys.
Oh, see, look good. Look.
That's watercolor. I do check on him, and he checks on me. Oof. Okay. So then I do stuff like this. This is just me throwing everything and anything on it. Alcohol markers, acrylic markers, Sharpies, just whatever. I have a thing about drawing eyes. This beta is in my shop because I just love how it came out. And it's just a simple little guy.
Nice.
And then I did these guys that same night. Oh, elephant, octopus, a seahorse, and a crab. Here's dogs through the time. So we got Courage first. He came out first. And then Gur came out. And then Jake the dog came out.
Nice.
And then Bluey came out. And so it's just my little dog thing that I did.
Now I'm going to sing the Doom song for you.
That would take the whole time up until we're done here. And
Yes, it
again,
would.
I love drawing hands.
Nice.
My favorite saying of Gur's actually is, I need tacos. I need them or I explode. That happens to me sometimes. That's my
Yes.
favorite Gur saying.
Yes.
Then-
Laura Jane wants to know
wow.
if your shop is linked through your profile.
It is. I have a link tree. Inside there is my print shop. And then, yeah.
She's also in my link tree. You can go all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Find her there too.
Yeah, I think my link
That's
tree is in your
beastly.
link tree. This is Heap from. So Passion was drawing Heap one time from. Is it Spawn? No, what is he from? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't read comics or anything, but he was drawing this guy. His name's Heap. And I was like,
Yeah.
he is fun because he's just a whole bunch of garbage, and I love it. And so I drew
That's
my
very
own
cool.
Heap. He's also in the shop.
Nice.
I think it was Spawn, right? Yeah. See, Spazzy I met through Passion too, and then I introduced Spazzy to the dark art community and crossed over, just like Delirium crossed over too with me. I brought my friends. These are some little monster guys,
Nice.
like that little guy.
Oh, I like that dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is some kind of cloud frog thing. He looks grumpy. So this one also I think's in the shop. I don't remember. I know this monster stack for sure is in the shop. I like this guy looking at this guy like, what are you doing?
He's about to bite his tongue.
Right? He's like, you look tasty. And this guy's just like, oh well. This is Argus from Greek mythology, but in my style. Argus was the monster that had like thousands of eyes throughout his whole body. I forget, he guarded, what did he guard? Is it Athena? And so that's Athena in his hand.
Hoof Pickle says you should do your own vampire sheet. She can send you a reference sheet.
Oh, how cute. That would be cute. This one is just some little monster guys in watercolor. Like this grumpy slug. I think this guy's on there too to buy. So this one I had issue with tape, but here's the original drawing. It was also for the Discord server. This one, it was draw 5 anime characters in your style? I did way more than 5, but I loved the sketch. But here's the final drawing, and I just, the tape ripped the paper up here, and I was like, actually, it builds character, it's fine. That's watercolor. Well, here's some more of these guys. This guy I did into a sticker. These guys are all in the shop too.
That's cool.
These are from that Chase Gentry. This is one of my favorite characters.
I have that print.
I love this one. Oh, is that the one you got? The Wind?
Yeah, I love
She's
it.
one of my favorites. I turned her into a sticker. I love this one because it's a monster running away from a giant ghost. I do believe this one is one of my favorites, but this one's also in the shop. But I took out the numbers up here.
Oh, that's cool.
But this is just the ink monster for like Inktober.
Nice.
This one's house cats. So I drew a monster eating house cats. That's also going to be a sticker. I'll show you guys all my stickers in a minute here. There's a bookworm, a snake.
Ooh,
It's like
Medusa
a
snake.
Medusa snake. This one's cute. So this one's a bubble was the theme, but it's a bubble monster. So he's all like...
Cool.
This is a mirror was the thing, but I did like a pumpkin monster coming out of the mirror. I really like her.
That's cool.
This one, a winged guy, a bug. This one was map. So I drew a monster like sleeping with a map on his belly, like he's been traveling forever. And the bottom one's it's living plants. So these plants, they're very poisonous, and it's like a Venus flytrap type deal, where they catch the creature inside.
Yeah.
And so that's why I did that one. This one is a forest monster, so he's all made out of wood. Ooh, bookmarks would be fun too. These are mushrooms. This is my favorite mushroom. Is an ink cap mushroom, and so it's a little emo guy. I like this little guy too. But these guys are all shimmery too. And these I think are in my shop. I think all of these that I'm showing right now are actually in the shop. This is a Chinese dragon. Little guy for Chinese New Year.
Mondo said it's definitely traced.
Oh, of course he did. I told you he would say it was something was traced.
He's got great timing though.
That is
Right?
cool.
This guy. So
Mondo.
these guys are also in my shop. I cut these out of one of my favorite sketchbooks I ever did, and I kind of regret doing it, but I wanted them to be in the shop for people because I love them. There's her. She's pretty. This one, that's like a
That's cool.
kind of graffiti face, cycloptic face. Some little birds. This one's acrylic and watercolor and acrylic shimmer pens.
Nice.
And there's her. I want a coffee. If Mondo's handing out
want
coffees, I'll take
coffee?
one. So she's a sticker.
Man.
Yeah. I'll have one. That's cool.
And then there's a tree with lightning through it. And then there's an elf alien thing. And all the lace took me forever.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see. Oh, Gray loves trees. I forgot about that. I did a piece for Gray recently too. I'll show real quick. There's her.
Which
And
one is
here's-
gray?
Cordelia.
Gotcha. Cordelia Gray. Gotcha.
She's an amazing artist too. And there's a piece she did for another person, and I wanted it. But it wasn't for me. This is a forest fire monster. Because California was having a lot of forest fires, so I did that one. And then I'll end on this with this is Hayden.
That's
I
awesome.
love, again, Greek mythology and Disney, so you can guess what one of my favorite Disney movies are.
Right?
The Little Mermaid.
Totally.
Lady and the Tramp.
Both good, but no. I was
Steamboat
going to show
Willie.
this book, but this is the book I actually cut all those pieces out of. I said was my favorite. This is a hand with splinters that make a spiral staircase.
That's
But yeah,
cool.
if anybody wants to see this one, I can show them another time. Here's a pregnant lady. So I just did really abstract, fast, sketchy
Oh, they're wonderful.
type doodles. Some of them are watercolor, acrylic. I just threw everything. This has tape on it.
Nice.
Let's see. Some aliens.
Wow.
Girl. This one was the counterpart to that blue one that I showed you.
Mm-hmm.
These two too.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Is that Janice? Yeah.
That one.
Wow.
I drew actually another Janice too in one of my old sketchbooks.
Look, it's Chad's house.
Oh, shoot. These
Oh,
were
no,
done
no,
with
see.
the dip pen, like the
Oh yeah.
you know the metal nib
Yeah.
pens.
Oh.
This one
Yeah.
and this one were both done with that.
Wow.
This book was when I was in college. Someone asked earlier about college and learning. I would draw with friends and just throw whatever they brought, whatever supplies we all had. I would just throw it in here. This one, a little watercolor painting thingy in there. So anyway, I've showed a lot more than I wanted of this book, but yeah, I love this book. Like this one is definitely like one of my favorites.
I love it because it's so much experimenting, you know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's what we as artists try and do.
Yeah, this one has. I wanted to add texture, so I added like Mosh Podge in there,
Yeah,
and so it has like a.
that's awesome.
No, but anyways, so to the better stuff. No, I'm just kidding. To my new obsession, which is going to get me through treatments this time. I was drawing with Mondo, Armando, Mondo Art, and we were drawing mermaids together. Let me take this off now.
Yeah, I just saw that one. That's fantastic.
This one, my friend already went to my shop because I put them on my shop just so she could get it, and she bought a metal print of it, and I can't wait to see what that looks like. She's gonna send me a picture so I can show everybody.
That's really cool.
And then this one here is another one I drew. This was Mondo inspired. These ones, I don't know where their sketches are right now because I was showing my mom, so I think they're in the living room somewhere, so I'm not going to get them. I sketched them on printer paper and did like the smudging and all that stuff, like shaded it in and all that, and then I put it into here and then colored it and added details and stuff. And I really like how those came out. This is the piece I did for Gray. She likes mushrooms and trees.
Wonderful.
So if I zoom in, there's a tree, mushroom. She likes fairies, so I did a little fairy. I think I showed Ash this one. There's dragons throughout. There's this dragon here, and then there's these two dragons there. There's a giant mushroom here. There's a little dragon face in the mushroom dot. So this one, yeah, thank you. It has eyes, different things. There's little mushrooms here. So that one I did for Gray. If I go to stickers, these are all the ones that someday I want to make into stickers. And this is one of my monster guys that I said I turned into a sticker that I drew for that Inktober. It's called Feed the Fish. This one, no more. She's pretty.
That's cool.
This one is cool. He's a little robot guy. He's a caffeine robot, so that's the chemical compound for caffeine.
I love that guy.
This guy's just eating crayons. Thank you, guys. There's her. I've drawn her a few times. In this book here, I kind of got bummed because see if I can find her real quick for you guys. I wanted to show this book too, but I just don't have that time. Gosh, where is she? Oh, she's right here. Okay, so she's right there, but as you can see, I drew on the other side, and it bled through. And so I took this with all the bleed and everything into my Procreate and came out with that. And I think she came out pretty. Okay.
Oh yeah.
There's a octopus drinking coffee and cookies. A lucky cat. My wizard frog. A little mushrooms. Yeah, I draw a lot of mushrooms. Oh, where's my mushroom? Oh, mushroom guy. This guy.
That's awesome.
There's this mushrooms too. Someone told me something this reminded him of. Last of Us? Does that sound
Oh
right?
yeah.
So cool.
I knew you were going to say something about the wizard frog. I knew it.
Yeah.
As soon as I
You did.
saw it, Kira.
Oh,
She's like, wizard
Yeah.
frog!
yeah, my wizard frog. I've drawn him a few times. I love her. I
Yeah.
love her colors and everything. I want her to be a sticker so bad. I love her.
I can see why.
Here's my little sock monster. Here's an alien. Here's the wind monster again. Make her a sticker. My mom told me if I ever do a children's book that she needs to be in a convertible. Ice cream. It's a Neapolitan ice cream sandwich, Gray.
Nice.
Well, here's the banana monster, Chad.
I love it.
Here's the cat eating, or the monster eating the kitties. Here's a zombie.
Zombie. Brains.
Zombie.
There's a alien picking up piggies.
I remember you drawing that.
I think I
did
drew
too.
that with you
Yeah.
on live.
Oh yeah.
Here's a little guy with potions. It's his potion. Oh, here I drew this.
did
I
an
think
Astronaut
I drew
at the
that
same
with you
time.
too,
Yeah,
actually, didn't I?
yeah,
You
the
did.
astronaut cat. There it is.
Astronaut cat. Ginn too. Weren't you in that same?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I thought so. And then
Yes.
Passion ended up drawing one too.
Yes.
This one is the sticker Mondo wants. Mondo art. Our Mondo wants
get
this
it.
one. He wants to put it on his guitar.
Heck yeah.
That guy's got good taste.
Here's her. She's in one of my sketchbooks. I redrew her here.
She's awesome.
Thank you, Eve. And then this is
You
for
too,
everybody. If anybody knows sign language,
I
Yep.
love you.
it's everybody here. And then this one, the little guy's face.
Monster chewing on a monster.
But I love this guy's face. He's just like, oh, help. This one's really pretty up close. It's got rainbow tears. And
You have such a wonderful, whimsical style. I just
know.
love it. It is fantastic to look at it. And when you
So-
put all your monsters together, yeah. Oh, the city. Yeah, it's fantastic too.
So this was actually also inspired by the Discord server. I overdid it because it was literally a perspective challenge. And I got really into it as I went along. Mondo actually told me, because I was in Mondo's live with him, Mondo Art, and I said, hey, what kind of guy should I do? And this is the guy that came out. He wanted a guy with no eyes that was happy and had a shopping bag on roller skates.
And there you have it.
And that's how this guy came out. Another one of the viewers wanted a snail-like monster with a glowing trail that was about to eat the guy that didn't know was coming. There's some other ones that, people, because I used to go live all the time, which I stopped doing. I don't, just live, And everybody kind of, put this kind of monster in, put this kind of monster in. And then there's like this big monster that
love
doesn't
that one.
fit in any of the buildings.
Yeah.
There's a guy, one of the viewers said he wanted one that was kind of like Crumb from Our Monsters, but in my style, so I did that. And then there's this shady hotel right here. But if you look in this window, this guy's making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The neighbor
Oh,
above
no.
him.
Yeah.
So this one is the one that me and Mondo, when we were talking about doing a coloring book, this is what we were thinking would be the cover.
That's crazy.
And we would put this page also because I saved it. I did save it before I put the kids' shoes in the bottom. I saved it before that, but this would be inside the color for everybody to color
That's
their own
cool.
monsters
Cool.
and however they want to do it. That's about as far as we got with the coloring book idea. My
There's
monsters.
Chad right in the middle.
Oh, yep, there's Chad. Chad's name, the flow state, and the
Oh,
game.
God.
If anybody, they're all in there. I sent these to you too, Chad. I don't
Yeah.
know if you ever got them.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, I could send them again if you didn't.
Yes,
Here's
please
some
do.
more of my deeper things that I've done. This one is depression, kind of radiating off of you. The loneliness that it feels when you are in that state. I love her. I love her so much.
It's wild. I love it too.
She's another one that Chad could carve probably.
Yeah.
This one is basically the release of the lymphoma, kind of like being free of it,
Mm-hmm.
and the feeling of peace finally once it gets out of your body.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where this one came from. I love this one. These ones here I think are in my shop too, a lot of these darker ones. This one.
Whoa.
Like that one.
Thank you. And then there's a little bloopy fish that has no meaning at all. He's just a guy. I think I drew that one live with Chat or with Ash back in
A bloopy
back when I
fish.
was around. Var,
Cool.
comic book style. This one's like emotions kind of in it. There's this one. This one has a song lyric on it, and I was obsessed with that song, so I drew this. And that's actually true right there, right now. It's not fair. It just doesn't feel fair. This one. I love this one. How it came out. So, this one I drew for my friend that was in here, the Galactic Bean. I just haven't given it to her yet. She likes koi fish. Here's some doodles recently I did. So this guy has a whole story right here. I didn't realize at first, but I drew him with one missing finger on this side. And so this guy's story, we made it up that he's a war veteran that got injured in war, and that he just wanted to be a ballerina, but people picked on him. So he started a ballerina company and named it Pizza. So it was his pizza shop. But he did ballet in it. It wasn't really a pizza shop. And then this guy here, he went to a thrift store and found a coat that was too big for him. And his little baby hat. On this one, I was just trying to draw my monsters because they're always not clothed. They always are just there, you know. So these ones, I was putting my monsters in clothing. This guy I love when he just stares at your soul. But yeah, so this was me putting him in clothing. Then we have these guys. This page is, everybody's probably seen this page by now, but it's just a whole lot of monsters. So this would probably be in the coloring book too, for people to color. I just have to get rid of like the random lines that I do when I show people. This guy's got a body in his suitcase because my coworkers said that they thought this was a body in the suitcase because of the feet. This one's based off of Mondo Artisan because he loves clowns. My mom told me to draw a monster with a big nose picking it, so I drew his entire head and nose. Which one's Steph? I'm sorry. This page, right? No? I know Steph asked me for one of them, but I don't remember what. An ice cream guy. This guy wants to eat, the ice cream guy. This guy's saying help because, I don't know, he doesn't know how he got here. This guy just has a firecracker. But yeah, lots of little dudes. And then this was a new page of them. This is my buff tomato because I decided to accidentally call beefsteak tomatoes. I called it a beefcake tomato, so my mom's like, you gotta draw that. So I did. So this is my beefcake tomato. This guy, I was laughing.
Yeah, you were drawing that with me and Eve.
This one. Yeah, I was laughing because Eve walked away, so she missed it. But I was trying to reposition this lizard dude. And I put him here, and then I moved him up and down because I didn't know where to put him. And it looked like I was putting him onto the horn. And so I drew it as if he sat on the horn and darted upward, you know. Like, oops. Here's my little pancake guys. Oh, I love this guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's totally not in a disguise at all.
Not at all.
One of the people said they were going to go eat real quick in the chat because we were in a voice chat on the Discord server. And she's like, oh, I'm going to go eat real quick. And it took her like 5 days to come back, it felt. And so I said this was the sandwich that she must have been eating. I drew my monster holding it. Mondo art, Armando. He was drawing mermaids, and I asked him, hey, have you ever drawn a reverse mermaid? Hey, Gail. And that's the mermaid he drew was kind of similar to this, and he's like, I can't put fins on it because of so-and-so and reasons and stuff, and so I wanted to draw one with fins. This is my favorite guy in the entire page.
He's awesome.
I love him so much. There's a guy with an egg on his head because Ginn said he had eggs Benedict for breakfast. And then somehow someone was talking about big foreheads or something. It was Eve and Ginn and Ash. And so I drew this monster with a big forehead. I don't even know what they were talking about. Sometimes I get lost and I just nod.
My wife took me to breakfast that day. We had a nice breakfast. That's funny. I remember that.
This was my profile picture for a long time. I don't know if it is right now. I don't know what I have. But
I think it is still.
It is still.
Yeah.
I love this guy. These guys but yeah. This is my guy that didn't know what game he was going to. I think I was with you, Ash, wasn't I, during the Super Bowl? Or was that someone else? I don't know.
No, not with me.
No.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl was going on, and I had no idea what teams were going into the Super Bowl, so my monster didn't either, but he was there for the party, so he dressed up in red and gold colors. These guys, this one I drew for Steph. I think she's still in here. She was in here, but I drew that for Steph. But yeah, I can't wait to keep going with these guys. I just love them. They make me happy. That's good.
And it shows.
This one, Can Do and
Amazing.
Moose were drawing potato Batman characters. So I did a potato old school Harley Quinn because when they did Harley Quinn, they did new school Harley Quinn, but I'm partial to old school Harley Quinn, so I drew it.
Me too.
Drew it myself. This was inspired by Mondo. He was Mondo art, Armando. He was drawing cactus guys, and so I drew a French cactus. And then that's those guys. My monsters even made it to my my school because I put this I had to put one together for everybody.
That's cute.
The parents can read it and stuff, so it's just about teachers, and I did this for it. So my monsters actually they're at the school with me. These are all from the Dark Art server. This is the created the page that Mondo was talking about, that Mondo artisan was talking about. My monster creature that I created. What's this one? I absolutely love how she came out. I think Mom's getting ready to go to bed. I can hear her. And there's the Dolly redraw of the Giraffe on Fire. This one, the time lapse is on my thing. Mondo, when I did this one, Mondo's like, "You traced," you know how he does. He's silly. And yeah, but I didn't. I struggled with getting her proportions right, but I love how she came out. She's one of my favorites. Here's
I like that one a lot.
Here's my Derp Hydra.
Derp Hydra?
Yeah, because if you look at this guy's face, hold on.
Yeah, he's a little derpy.
A little derpy guy.
That's cute.
Hydra.
Here's my Stegosaurus fighter. That was another challenge. Draw a dinosaur fighter. And it says everybody was fighting Rye. Oh no, you're fine. Have pickles. This is actually the Mondo there. I drew him as a clown. And then this is Delirium Dreamer. If you guys remember her, she used to come around all the time. Here's my Frida piece.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I did photo collage, and then I drew her, and then the collage on top is her note to her husband.
Diego.
And then there's this one was to draw a cute animal doing human things, so I chose him to go
He's
to the
not in
rush.
the woods doing that though.
Nope, and I actually named it Bears Poop Anywhere.
Nice.
This was a collaboration I did with his name is Wild Wolf. What is his name? I don't remember, Mondo. But anyway, we had to create a toy together, and he did the initial sketch, and then I did it digitally. And I colored it. I did all the digital work, and I really like our creation together. It came out really good.
Nice.
So there's a lot of 90s toys because we both grew up in the 90s. There's the Raggedy Ann, the He-Man, the Ninja Turtle, Tamagotchi, the Furby. This is the arm from the Gremlins toy. Legos, My Little Pony, but old school My Little Pony, not new school. Operation. There's the alien from Toy Story, the pig from Toy Story, the troll. And the Bullseye from Toy Story 2. Which, this is basically just the horse on a stick that we all had when we were little. We thought we were cool. But I did it more like Bullseye when we did it. Wildfire, thank you guys. Wildfire. He's a good artist too. He's not in here right now, but he's cool. He's really New York style. But yeah. This one, my friend Gail wants. This is the one I used for my announcement. And I have a big collection of stuffed animals. This is one of my favorites right here. This is...
That is fantastically sweet. I love that.
Aw.
I told
That's
you guys
cool.
earlier, I loved bears, I loved cyclopses. My little and big sister went in for this to get it for me, just to make me happy
is
because they
cool.
knew I would love it.
That's so cool.
I tried collabing with you on the toy, and you told me no because you were already doing it with Simba. So this one here is, the theme was to have a dragon hoarding something other than gold and treasure and stuff. So I did him hoarding stuffed animals because that's me. I hoard stuffed animals. So we're at 10 o'clock. It's a little over. So how do we close this up?
How do we close this up?
Talk about how amazing you are and what a wonderful person you are and how grateful we are to have you in our lives. I think that's how I want to close. From me.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I agree with you, Ash, man.
Definitely ready for the next fight ahead. So
Good.
You guys are there with me along the way. All you amazing humans. Let me put my face back on here for you guys.
Bet your ass we are.
I did it last time with nobody. I literally went to my treatments alone. It was lonely. Like, my mom worked all the time because she was trying to keep up the bills and all that, and now I'm the only one working because my mom got sick last year. She almost died on us, and her bowels ruptured, and she went septic, and she went septic again because they didn't sew her up right. So she almost died, and so now I take care of her, and it's gonna be hard. Because I have to work through chemo, and they're like, well, you work with kids, you have to have a mask on at all times, sanitizer's gonna be your best friend, you gotta have gloves, you gotta stay away from the kids as much as you can. I'm like, how do I do that and take care of them? It's hard.
Right.
But I gotta do what I gotta do. So, it's gonna be a struggle. When they do the stem cell transplant, I do have to go out to Oklahoma City because they don't have one here. In my town. So I do have to go like 3 hours away from mom, so that's going to be hard because I haven't left her side really except to go to work. But I do have friends that are going to step up and come take care of her and come check on her and stuff for me, and
That's
my
awesome.
sister. So that's going to be good, but it does worry me.
Of course.
And like you guys said, you get a little bit of money coming in and they mess up everything for your health care. So now I have to pay for part of my treatments. And I'm like, I don't make enough. So they're just messing around right now with all that. And then mom's been trying to get disability, and they keep sending us letters like, oh, we're still trying to process if she's disabled enough. And I'm like, what's enough? Like, she can't take care of herself by herself, and it just frustrates me because it's like, I know someone that has it that doesn't even know why they have it. And here's mom that really needs it, and she can't get it because they're just like, oh, this and that, and they just hoop after hoop, So hopefully that comes through, and maybe I can take time off from work. But other than that, it's just, I'm hopeful. But I have you guys, so I have you guys, and I have that Discord community, and I'm not gonna do it alone this time.
No.
I had my real life friends, but they were in California. Like my bean down there that was in here earlier, she's in California, and so she'd call me up sometimes when I was in treatment and stuff, and talk to me and stuff. So that worked, but it's just hard, Yeah. So. But yeah.
Well, before you know it, it's gonna be behind you.
But it's never behind us, Chad. Like, we always worry about it coming back. We always have to do tests. We always have to think about it.
Yep. But this time, it'll be behind you. We'll always have to think about it, but every time we get in the car, we gotta think about that.
True.
Every time we do just about anything. That's the thing about being mortals, dear. And the thing about it is it'll be behind you. That doesn't mean you're not going to worry. We all do that.
Yeah.
And especially those of us who have gone through some crazy shit.
I mean, last time I had PTSD real bad. I was dreaming every night that I was gonna die. but it came back and I
too.
died. And
Me
they
too.
put me on medicine for it, and it helped.
Yeah.
But it's scary. Like, your brain does weird things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I had to get medication for it too. Um, I was told by one of my specialists at KU that I have very, very, very extreme PTSD from it. So
Same. But
you're not
they
alone on
won't.
that one either. Doesn't make it any better, you know. It doesn't make the
Yeah.
PTSD feel any better.
I mean, every time
But
I walked by the treatment room, because there's a therapist there and his office is across from the treatment room. Every time I walked by it, the smell, the
mm,
the the just everything, like the
yeah,
people, the nurses saying, "Hi, you know, how you doing?" and everything, it just caused me such bad anxiety that I had to get out of
mm-mm,
there. I could not stay in there.
yeah,
I had PTSD where I couldn't leave the house for like 3 months right after because I was scared I was gonna get sick from people or get sick
yeah,
again or it was
mm,
gonna come back if I go out into society. And I'm like, I know these things aren't true, but I had it,
right,
and
sure.
it's crazy. It really is.
Um, it's crazy, but it's not crazy that you feel that way. It's pretty normal for people in our situation. Um, a lot of people just write off PTSD to, you know, military veterans, and PTSD is for a lot of anything that is very,
Indeed.
very astounding to one's heart and mind. And dealing with cancer is that.
Yeah.
Very specifically, that's what that is. That's going to cause that. And you know, you and I and everybody else that's dealt with it, we will worry. I would be a liar if I was like, oh, that'll go away. No, I
Yeah.
worry about it all the time.
Yeah.
I have learned somewhat, let me be very clear, somewhat, how to keep it at least, keep the reins on it in some manner, but it's not fully, you know.
Yeah.
I realized that I was letting that fear of not, the thing about it is we're worried about dying. When you really get down to the basis of it, you don't want to die.
Yeah.
Well, we can't get rid of that PTSD or the way it makes us feel. But please know that don't let it keep you from living. Because being afraid of dying while simultaneously not letting yourself live really sucks. I know.
Gosh.
I know. Very personally. I
Yeah.
know. You got a lot in front of you. But, and I know you don't want to hear this because I didn't want to hear it. You already been through it, and you do know you can make it.
I know.
You know it's survivable. That doesn't make it any easier. It makes it scary because, you know, it's one thing to hear about it, and it's another thing to have to live through it. But guess what?
The
You did.
cancer isn't. I can't say it's not the scariest part.
Right?
It's the toxins and the chemo that they have to use to get rid of the cancer that really, really took a toll on me. It really did, and that part is what scares me. I mean, granted, now this time around, hopefully it still works. We know it will control my, my vomiting and getting sick all the time and dehydrating. Like, I know what medicine worked last time, so hopefully it works now. But yeah, so.
Makes you feel any better? I'm going to admit something in front of a bunch of people that I wouldn't. I had to take some meds just because of what we're talking about while we were doing this show. I don't even know if anybody caught that, but...
Oh.
So, you're not alone, sister.
You know, the meds that you took, though, I can't take. I'm allergic.
Yeah?
You know, we even tried the RSO to calm my mind and stuff. And even that, can't do it.
What kind of allergic reaction did it give you?
Vomiting.
Up here? Really? It was too much then.
Mm-hmm. Just everything. Every time I've tried it, and nope, my body rejects it. My mom said she had the
medication.
same.
Yeah?
And then now, after chemo and stuff, your whole body makeup really changes. And people don't realize that. Like, things you liked taste-wise, you can hate because,
Yeah.
um, I can't take oxys now because I break out in hives. I used to be able to take them.
Yeah.
And so it's just crazy things. Adhesives, I'm allergic to all adhesive. Like, even the sensitive thing that they put on your port, I break out blisters.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's just crazy. It's so crazy. Chemo really does, like, I've known people that opt out of chemo. They start it, they just decide, hey, this is making me sicker. I just want to live it out. I want to just ride it out. They don't even try anymore because they don't like how chemo is.
Yeah.
And the saddest thing about having cancer that you don't realize when you don't have it or you're not around it is the amount of people in society that actually are battling it. That cancer center, every time I was sick and needed fluids, I had to wait for a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Because the chairs were all full. And that's what people don't see. That's what people don't know. And like me, I saw it for the first time. I cried. I did. I sat in the chemo chair and I bawled because the amount of people that walk through those doors every day have different ones. There was a couple I met that had cancer at the same time.
God.
Different cancers were being treated at the cancer center. I talked to the lady. I said, "Oh, you're here for your husband?" And she's like, "Well, we both have appointment," and explained it. And I was just like, oh my God, like, it's just so, like, it's
hard.
sad. It's crazy.
So hard.
And
for those of you who don't know, when you walk into one of these chemo centers, there's usually anywhere from like 30 to 50 chairs, depending on how large the place is. And they rotate them out from about 4 in the morning until about 8 o'clock at night. They're full.
Mm-hmm.
And even like in my little town, there's multiple places to go do that, and they're full.
Yeah, we have 2 that are close by.
And you'll find the dialysis centers the same way for people with kidney problems.
Mm-hmm. We had people that would come in that had kidney problems to the cancer center too for other things that they needed, because they help other things, like they do blood transfusions in there and stuff too, but for the most part it's cancer. So yeah. Kim.
Just for you, Kim. This is for all y'all who are fighting or have fought or stood with somebody while they did.
How do you do that? How did you do that? Wait.
What did I do? Oh.
Your heart. Nope, can't do it. I'm not cool like that. Oh, I got it, I think.
There you go.
But anyway.
Yeah. There's a lady who kept me through it the last 2 times.
Who?
Right there in the blue eyes right there. That's my wife. She's picked me up off the bathroom floor many a times.
She's a wonderful human.
Yeah.
Listen, yeah.
I know we're being all sad about this because it's scary and it sucks.
That's scary. Thank you, Alex.
But listen,
that's
you've
my
already
baby.
done it once.
That's my baby right there. The Alex.
Who's that? Yeah.
My baby sister, my baby sibling.
Aw.
That's.
You got this.
That's my baby. You have your babies and your children. That's mine.
Aw. Giving you a follow, Alex.
Wrong one? Wait, are you not my sister?
Wrong one?
Hold on. Oh no, you're not. Wait, how do you call me? Never mind. Sorry, wrong person. My monkey is also Alex, but I thought that was her. But no, sorry.
That's alright, I added you anyway, Alex.
They said Pixie, so I was trying to figure out how they knew I was Pixie. But anyways, that was Andy. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That's also an awesome human. he's yeah.
You've done this before, and you did it all by your lonesome. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, because I try not to lie. But I'm going to tell you this, if you're going through T-cell, that's going to be a big help. And you've got a whole bunch of people in your window I expect a message or a call or something from you tomorrow to let me know.
I don't have your
please.
phone number.
You'll have it when we're done here.
Okay. I have the
You'll
other
have it
two
when we're done
awesome
here.
guys up there's phone numbers.
You know, we're expecting
Yeah.
info as it comes in.
Yeah. We're all in your corner. We're all on your
I
side.
appreciate it, guys.
You know that you can do it because you've already done it. It sucks, but you can do it.
I did it. Do it again. I'm ready to fight, but I'm also scared to fight. If that makes any sense.
I understand.
I
Absolutely.
hoped that I was wrong when I thought my body was doing it again, and I was right. I just know my body, you just know how you feel and what's right and what's not, and then it wasn't right.
Well,
The unbearable underskin itching. That was one of my clear signs. Feels like your insides itch, but so bad. But
yeah.
Anyway, I went over my time because I started crying and stuff, so.
No.
So.
Time doesn't matter. Right?
So.
One of the nurses
We'll
at
put
the
in
cancer center gave me this guy.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh my gosh.
strongly worded letter directly to the HR department, which is in the chat. Laura is
Hey,
the
Laura.
head of
Yep.
HR, so we'll.
Yep.
It's okay. Laura hasn't kicked me out yet. She kind of likes me or something. Oh.
Well-
But yeah, I love you guys. You guys are amazing humans. I love everybody in the chat.
Johnny,
You
we
guys
love
are
you.
my
too.
friends.
Yeah.
We love you back, Johnny.
Eve's a nice
You,
person too.
Is that right?
Anytime for whatever. All right. You hear me
All
say
right.
this.
Yep.
And
So my appointment
my wife's
tomorrow.
extremely cool, so she'll have
She's a sweetheart. I've seen her in the chat a few times. I didn't realize it was your wife, but
She's a paid
Yeah.
actor.
she's a
There
paid
you go.
actor.
He's a paid actor.
I've heard Mrs. Ash in the background a few times too. Not right now, but other times.
Yeah, see, she's real.
So she
I don't know
also is
about Mrs. Ginn.
Oh yeah, I've never met her.
kidding.
Maybe one day. Passion's wife also knows what I'm going through. Always asks him to check on me too. She's a nice human. She's been in his chat a few times too, and I've met her. But yeah. So it's good. My rubber chicken.
Yeah.
I used to
me
bring
it
this out.
squats.
I used to bring him out every time that I would hit like a certain number on my
Yep.
live.
Yep.
Chicken.
But my dog hates this thing. She hates the sound of it. Scares her. She's like, nope, I think it's hilarious. But anyway,
Anytime you need to talk, just you have my number. Just
Alrighty.
call or text, whatever.
so do you
If I
guys
don't
gotta
pick up, I'll call you back.
Yep.
Alrighty. Chad, you can send me your number through somewhere.
I will send it to you when we get done here.
Alright, so my appointment tomorrow is at 11:30 Central.
11:30 Central.
So
Okay.
probably about 1 o'clock I'll probably be writing you guys, letting you know the plan.
Cool.
So.
Well, whatever the plan is, we're not even behind you. We're right beside you.
Alright, thank you.
Not me. I'm gonna poke
I
you
love
with a
you all.
stick.
Oh
I'm gonna poke you
man.
with a stick
he will.
every day. I'm gonna just poke
We
you with
will
a stick.
too. Watch him.
Just-
Watch him.
I-
We will.
And you know what's funny is I actually tripped on a stick this morning and I couldn't get it was like stuck on my foot.
I put that there.
I knew it. I knew it.
You son of a bitch.
He probably
Like I
whittled
said-
it too.
I have my buddy now that I'm gonna take with me.
He's
on my
adorable.
treatment.
That's
I like
awesome.
the different size eyes.
And his cricket knows.
Oh yeah.
His name is Chip because he's Chip.
Nice.
Is there
Perfect.
is there anything we can do for you that you need from us or the chat that we can like do here and now or in the long term or the short term? Like,
No, just your guys' friendship. Being good humans.
And remember, she has a link tree.
I do have a
And
link
it's
tree.
on Ginn's as well. So
I have a link tree. I anything that I showed you guys that's loose, like I could send y'all. You could buy it. I don't care. Except for my mom probably doesn't want me to sell the.
I got that.
But
So,
anyway,
Top piece.
the Tim Burton challenge. She
Yeah.
wants a frame for that one.
Nice.
But yeah, any of these things that I showed, just write me. I have mailers and stuff.
Excuse me.
But yeah.
Well,
So
don't,
just be
normally I
there
would-
along the way. That's all I ask.
Any time of day or night.
Yep.
You got it.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If you would, please drop some hearts in the chat. What color are we preferring today, Johnny?
Let's do purple because it's the ribbon color.
Purple hearts
Look
in
at
the
Laura. I
chat.
already knew. She got it
If you
before I said
don't
it.
mind, please drop them in there. Yes, purple hearts are what we use for me a lot of the times, ironically. So, she
It's
probably had them
the
up in
Hodgkin's
queue.
lymphoma color.
Yes, yes.
My friend that gave me that card actually gave me a purple bracelet because she asked what color ribbon it was, and if you noticed on the card, she did a purple ribbon for me.
Nice.
Right.
But she did make me a
So
bracelet
stay in
today
the frame.
too.
Everybody's dropping you pictures, and you're leaving out the frame. There you
My
go.
bad.
There you go. That's
Sorry.
awesome. No, you're good.
I have
just
ADD.
wanted
Did
you
I
to see
mention
how many
that?
hearts
I'm
you're
just kidding.
dropping on you?
Thank you guys for the hearts.
So, folks, grab some screenshots. Y'all know who you are. Do what you do. Well, we got this lovely human being here. Normally we do kind of a wind down, but I think we did that. And I'm gonna send it to Ash and then to Chad, and then we love you. That's all.
I love you guys. I'll
that's
kick
all I can-
myself out, okay?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to go anywhere.
No? Oh.
Chad's gonna say what he's got to say. Ash is gonna say what he's got to say, and then I'm gonna hit that button.
Oh, you're
I
going
said
to kick
what
us
I,
all at the
uh,
same time.
I said what I mostly said already to you, but I want to circle full back around to the very beginning when we started this evening. And remember, guys, people next to you are having just as much of a detailed and complicated life as you. It doesn't matter what shape they are, what color they are, what language they speak. They all deserve love. They all deserve help. They all deserve what each person
Compassion.
before and after them. Yeah.
Everybody needs a
So,
little bit of human compassion.
I hope that you all stayed around and learned some lessons about love and creativity from our sister here. That's all I got. I think I said more than enough for everybody tonight, so I apologize if I did.
No, I appreciate you, Chad.
I'm gonna give you my number when we're done here, and
Alrighty.
whatever you need.
Like he said, peace, love, and understanding. That's all we need. Elvis Costello was not wrong. You know I love you, and you can call me
Love you
at
guys.
any time.
Alrighty.
You know, Mrs. Ashman's worried too, so she.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I remember when Mom was sick, she would always check on Mom.
Yeah.
How's your mom doing? You know, kind
Yeah.
of thing. So yeah. We got this.
Yeah, we do.
Starting tomorrow,
Yep.
you're getting your dukes up,
Yep.
and we're gonna hear the theme from the old Rocky movies. That's what you're gonna hear.
So you guys in the chat know what to do. Check on our sister here. You know, every once in a while, give her a little message, make sure she's doing all right. We're who she's got. Thank you to everybody who came and supported her. I tried to get all the names I didn't recognize a follow. Please give these two guys down here a follow. They're amazing human beings, and they're the reason we're able to do this show. So thank you, everybody that came in. Thank you so much to Johnny for being so open and out there with your story, letting us know what's going on. And there's Voorhees. You were talking about Voorhees a little earlier.
Yeah, he told me he was in the in the bottom, just chat, just
Good
watching.
to see you, Voorhees. So
I miss that
everybody,
guy. He's
y'all have a
cool.
wonderful night. Remember, sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes it's got to be about we. It can't always be about you. Sometimes it's got to be about we.
Yes.
So, at any rate, that's my view. My position on that's not going to change. I think we should be trying to look out for each other, even if we don't like each other. So, on that note, y'all have a wonderful night. Johnny, you're the best.
you
We
too.
love you. You
Bye,
got our
guys.
number. You hit us up. Let us know. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all. A bunch of wonderful folks for being here. Ashman, Chad Rev Art, best guys
Thank you,
doing it.
Voorhees. I love you, buddy.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Big love from the least
Big
of
love.
us to the least of us.
Adios.
Adios.